Hello, this is Dr. Cromer, and this is the second part in our Using SmartPLS series. Last tutorial, we looked at the measurement model. This tutorial, we're going to continue that, looking at the structural model. So let's bring up SmartPLS. You see, this is where we left it off in the last tutorial. We had ran our measurement model. We had determined we had good validity and reliability in each of our measures. And now we're ready to test our inner model for our relationships, for our hypotheses. We had three hypotheses. Organizational commitment is positively related to organizational citizenship behavior. Job satisfaction is positively related to organizational citizenship behavior. And job satisfaction mediates the relationship between organizational citizenship behavior, or between job satisfaction mediates the relationship between organizational commitment and organizational citizenship behavior. Okay, so those are our three hypotheses. So to do that, let's run our bootstrapping. We're going to make sure we're set up on path analysis, and we want complete bootstrapping, two-tailed test at a 0.05 significance level. So let's run this. It'll take it just a minute to run, and then we'll see what we have. Okay, so let's look first at our model. What we have here on our paths for our indicators, outer loadings, we've set that up to be blank. For our inner model, we want path coefficients and p-values. That's what you have here. For our constructs, we want to see the r squared. That's what we see here. So from this run, we can see that the net model, we have a significant relationship between job satisfaction and organizational citizenship behavior. We have a significant relationship between organizational commitment and job satisfaction. We do not have a significant relationship between organizational commitment and organizational citizenship behavior. But to test our hypotheses, we need to look a little deeper than that. We need to start out with our total effects. What the total effects tell us is if we look at the relationships between these variables in isolation, then we can see from organizational commitment to organizational citizenship behavior, we have a significant relationship at the 0.001 level. And so that's good. Matter of fact, all of our variables are related to each other at the 0.001 level in total effects. So as far as our bivariate relationships, they're all supported. They're all significant. But let's look and see what's really going on when we do our mediation test, because if you remember, our other test was mediation. So if we look at our total effects, now let's look at our path coefficients. We see here that our relationship from organizational commitment to organizational citizenship behavior is not significant. If you look at our we can confirm this. What that indicates is since our total effect showed a significant relationship there, but our path coefficients, when we look at the net of the whole model at one time, the structural equation model, shows that when we consider the impact of our mediator, that relationship becomes non-significant. That tells us we have full mediation. But we can look at our specific indirect effects and confirm that. And our specific indirect effect, we see our relationship from organizational commitment through job satisfaction to organizational citizenship behavior is significant at the less than 0.001 level. That's full mediation. That's the main thing we're looking at. Let's look at our model, though, and let's see what else it tells us. Now, the number inside the r squared here, that tells us, see this arrow comes from organizational commitment to job satisfaction. That tells us that 61% of the variance in job satisfaction is explained by variance in organizational commitment. This 35 over here tells us that 35% of the variance in organizational citizenship behavior is explained by the net effect of these two variables. If we wanted to know, I mean, there's a lot of data, lots of data in this, but that's the main thing we're looking at right there. Is we're looking to test those hypotheses. But let's say, just to find out, let's delete. Let's take this line out. And let's run them in isolation. We're going to do it twice here. And what I wanted to show you here was that we do have a relationship from job satisfaction, but not from organizational development. And we explained a little more, 31% of the model when we take the mediation out. Of that 36%, let's just see how much of that is strictly job satisfaction. Let's run that as a bivariate model, just out of curiosity. And we see that all of it, 35%, so less than 1% was from organizational commitment. So that's how you run the structural model. And what you want to report there is you want to report, if we go back to the whole model, you want to snap that model, take an image of that, put that in your report. You want to report your R-squareds. You want to report your p-values. You want to report I should have showed you when we had it open, but in your report you want to show that total effects model so you can see how everything was related when you looked at total effects. You want to do the path coefficient so you can see the net effect, and you want to do the specific indirect effects so you can actually see the mediation there. But those are the things we're interested in the structural model. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you don't have any problems with it. If you do, be sure and contact your professor or me. I'm not going to go through how to export the results and how to export the image and how to put it in your document, because we already did that when we did the measurement model. And so just let us know if you have any trouble. And good evening.